Alrighty then. Hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, the Boulder Snout, and welcome back to another edition of Sunday Night Streaming. So I believe everything's up and running. So, what are we doing today? What are we doing? Well, first thing we're going to do is lower the volume a little bit of the music. If you tuned into the last two streams, we were working on Princess Dawn from my developing video game known as The Clockwork Queen. And by developing, I mean it's really just all of the concept drawings I've done over the past several years. I want to take a break from Princess Dawn for a little bit because the rest of it is just coloring, and I do want to I will finish it, but it is just coloring the exact same colors because she has a simple color palette. So I figure we'll work on something else. So as you notice, my screen is being taken up by a big image. This is the Instagram account of Creature Crosby. So Creature Crosby is an individual I've worked with in the past. Really nice individual. He is, as he says, art and entertainer. Essentially, his Instagram account is covered with really cool, like ink, like heavy shaded black and white ink drawings of like creatures and supernatural entities and just kind of almost like creepypasta looking, just like weird creatures in suits and ties, much like his actual icon. I made a prop from him. I made a prop for him a while back, which was like this cool like laser gun prop, which you can see on my Instagram account, and I believe on his too. But that was a prop for a short film that he was working on and is still working on. And the reason I want to show him off here is to to send more followers in his direction, because he can always use more followers. Speaking of which, follow me if you do, please follow me if you can. And today I'll be drawing some monsters, or a monster. I'll be inking a monster for a project him and I are working on. We are making a series of monsters for essentially a kind of monster manual for like tabletop gaming, Dungeons and Dragons, or Warhammer, or just any kind of tabletop game. We are doing a series of monsters. I will not be showing all of them. I did a few a while back while trying to do a split screen with my friend Joe of Katorius Rex. Didn't work as well. The split screen didn't work as well, but we got a good chance to show some of Joe's work, some of my work. Speaking of which, Katorius Rex on YouTube, check out his account as well. Really good. But yes, Creature Crosby. We're doing all sorts of creatures, monsters, animal-based creatures, big ogre-like entities, just things you can find across the board in like an adventure RPG. So I drew this sketch today at work, down to my boss, and I figured I just want to ink it up to also highlight some of the things you will see. Just some. We will not be showing all the images, like I said, because eventually once this once this book of monsters is up and running, we hope to post that online as a PDF. So look forward to that in the future. And before that said, check him out once again. Let me take him off the screen. Bloop. And today we will be drawing what I call the Boulder Snout. The Boulder Snout is essentially just this creature that just rams into the NPCs and to the PCs as well. It's just this dungeon creature that's like stone-like, has a skin that has hardened to stone-like. Its face is just flat, and it just charges and rams into characters. Hey, intern. Speaking of monsters. But yeah, that's the Boulder Snout, and we're gonna start just inking him, and we're just gonna ink him up, and just take it nice and easy today. And once the intern gets out the way, we have Joe Testament, Katorius Rex, over on YouTube, checking us out. Hi Joe, good to see you. Now, give me a moment. I'm gonna have a snack of my chocolate pound cake, because I was so busy after I got out of work today, I didn't get a chance to eat dinner. This is my snack right now. Okay, let's get into it. The one thing I probably will change are the teeth. I might just give him blunted teeth to match his blunted face. So his face is mainly what's the real like stone, flat stone um, part of him. The rest of him kind of tapers out into like scaling. He has like kind of meaty legs, but scales on them. Ooh, that wind is picking up out. Ooh, what the hell just happened? That wind is picking up outside. At my job, a lot of the magnolias are in bloom. But because we're getting this frost, we're gonna lose a lot of flowers. Like all the daffodils, everything that bloomed over the course of the past few days. Because of that weird, like, streak of warm weather we've had, it's all gonna just die now. And you can hear the wind blowing as this cold front rolls in. Yeah, my PC's getting louder and louder. I think it's just the fact that like as I stream, it just picks up, like it just goes into high gear. So I was debating on whether or not to give him like really pointed like toes, like your typical like Velociraptor toes almost. Then I realized, you know what? No, he's this big clumping. Is that a word? Clumping. um, beast. So I want to give him like big flat toes, almost like an elephant. Elephants. Well, not okay. Blunted toenails. Put it that way. Not so much like an elephant, but like blunted toenails. Let me try something. Stand by. There we go. Maybe it wasn't the computer. I had something on the top of the computer. Maybe it was just rattling. Right now I just put like a weight I have, like those like strap weights you put into your legs and arms. And when it's on top, it's stopping the rattling noise, which is good. Oh yeah, makes all the difference, doesn't it, guys? So the first batch of creatures I made were like wild animals. Excuse me. The first batch of creatures I was making first were like wild animals, like a whole series of swampy creatures. The creatures now I'm making are more like dungeony, like monstrous characters like this. It just made me think like flat face, stone-like it's just always hitting his face. It's like if a Dwomp like joined a D&D session, he was like, "This is me. I run into things." And I put his eyes on the side so you can't really see as well. I was thinking of giving him like hammerhead eyes, but I'll probably save that for another concept. It's kind of sad. It's not what I meant to do. It does kind of like a shark feel to it. It's like if a shark's nose went all the way up. Yeah, he's basically like a running stalagmite. Yeah, stalagmites on the floor. He's like a living running stalagmite. Okay, like this is a creature that like, as it gets older, it just flattens more and more, and like the wrinkles go down its back. Cause it's just a creature that just like it's dumb, so it makes itself look more and more like a war machine as it goes on. Got a little stubby tail. Has like almost like a crack in its face right here. Okay, so we are gonna change the teeth. I'm gonna give him like blunted, like flat teeth. Geez, I fixed the computer issue just to have large amount of wind being picked up by the microphone as well. Put the snout in it's what's it called? I mean, his name is the Boulder Snout. Sometimes, you know, it just makes more sense to call him what he is. Just a pig nose. Just gonna do a quick check to Picardo on my secondary. All right. Good to know. So, taking a bit of a hint from the YouTube channel Bill Makes. I was in is it Under Five? I forget the store. Is it called Under Five? Below? Five Below. Five Below. And I was buying some toys there. Then I went to Party City, and for $11 I bought this nice bag of little dinosaurs. Little dinosaurs, right? So I bought a bag, like a nice big bag of various dinosaurs. There's a lot of them, about this size, all this different shapes, different colors. So if I mess up on one, it's fine. So I bought this from there. I also bought like a random thing from Five Below, with the idea of one project in mind. But once I bought it and brought it home and opened it, I realized, oh, this won't work for the project I have in mind. But it also had a dinosaur inside of it with really good, like, it was a really good like toy pterodactyl about yay big that you assemble with lots of nice like detail. Like the actual chest of the pterodactyl could be used for like anything, like a little werewolf or something. It's like this long muscular chest. Anyway, the idea is, after drawing this guy, and I bought these guys, and I thought, you know, he's meant to be 8 feet tall. That's from the feet to the snout. He is a large character, I guess you could say, in D&D. He's not a giant. He's large, just because of he's just tall though. So these little guys are perfect. And like once again, taking a hint from wait, hold on. There you go. Taking a hint from the YouTube channel Bill Makes. I might make a little like D&D sized versions of him. Just like little figurines to promote what we're doing. So yeah, take a look out for that. I might actually just do that for fun. And it's because I bought a bag of these. I'm like, I don't mind if I mess one up. The only issue is most of them, like this purple one, their scaling is like lines. Like folds going all the way down. But the orange one has square scaling, like a checkered pattern, which I think works better for him. Or I could use the purple one and then like put little blotches of scaling, kind of, because the idea is he's still meat. He just happens to have like his front is stone, which kind of breaks apart into scales down his back. So maybe the purple one. Nothing. They're not smooth. This guy's smooth body and smooth brain. Where's my mouse? There it is. Yeah, it's just an idea of like little tabletop monsters. I know, right? Freaking the ghost. This pound cake is good. Give me a second, guys. Window. There you are. I'm just adjusting the viewing screen. Anyway. Yeah, let's give him like blunted teeth. And no gums. Like the face just goes into teeth. There's no gums on this guy. There is genuinely something disturbing about a creature that has like human teeth. Yeah, I like that. bit derpy as well. Alright, I'm gonna file and save that real quick. Save as. This is the Boulder Snout. There we go. Man, might have overdone it in that shadowy part there. So for a lot of these, I'm not putting grayscale. I'm just doing the cross hatching. But in the final product, I might do grayscale, just basic like shades of gray with the within the cross hatching. That way, it will be a more cohesive art style across the book itself that we're working on. I had some crappy floor I just did. Let's try this again. No. There's some level of consistency. There we go. We're not going to keep the entire floor. I'm going to, crop it, but I just want to have, like I said, some kind of floor for him to stand on. Give a sense of space in the world he exists in. This screen is way too far to the side. There we go. That's centered. Sorry about that, guys. I knew something was weird about like how I had this set up. In fact, a little bit bigger. That's centered. There we go. Some inner pinch. Alright, so that is the Boulder Snout. Let me fix a few things. I wonder if he's like the geek of like the group. So once again, I don't want to show anything new, but we can finish this guy. So this guy was part of the first stream in which I was showcasing these characters, but I didn't get a chance to finish doing some cross-hatching. So might as well get into that. So I don't got a name for this guy. Oh, oh man, that pound cake. It came back to haunt me. So I didn't get a chance to name this guy. But he is part of the set as I view it. That's more like swamp oriented. He's this big beetle that shows up in the swamp. Definite more like human size. He's a meanie. He's a big meanie. I'm just giving him texture right now. And oh boy, does he have a lot of freaking texture. Jeez. So in random news, because I've been doing weekend shift like the past 2 weeks or so, I got a chance to reconnect with a few people I hadn't like seen in a while at my job. Because our schedules are just different, so we don't get a chance to meet. And it's been nice because these are people. These are people who, when I used to work in my old department, we used to talk. We used to talk about all these ideas I had. Oh, give me a second. I'm sorry. One moment. I'll finish that thought in a minute. There we go. So these are individuals that like I used to share ideas with. This zany ideas and nothing that would like actually come from them. Like, oh, I have, I did this fun little fanfic story of like, of Mario Brothers. If Mario Brothers was a movie, before they announced the movie, mind you, I was thinking the script could go something like this. If it was a live action movie, and they always told me this like years ago. They were like, man, you gotta write these down. These are great ideas, and these are just fun ideas I had in mind, but I think I was really gonna go forward with. There's no way I could actually like make these movies. But it's nice to hear people like mention, hey, I remember your old stuff was also really good. I'm like, that's nice. I should like revisit some of these ideas. I actually have a few, and Katorius Rex knows this. For fun, I like make a fanfic. I write like, what if you were to do Zelda as a live action, how would it look like? How would just one of probably thousands upon thousands of story concepts you've seen online of these pre-existing characters. And it's just nice to kind of mentally revisit these ideas I had from way back. Maybe one day I'll type them up, put them online for free, and see what happens. Take it. He has this nasty, like, torn up, almost like crabby tail. Not crab, more like a lobster tail. It's like all twisted and messed up. Rock lobster. There we go. Just a bunch of random cross-hatching. Not the most neatest cross-hatching either. Like, a lot of these I'm approaching light. Because the assignment, if you would, Um, was to kind of go with it the same way of the old like Dungeons and Dragons books. It's like, simple inks, nothing too overly detailed, just enough to give the people making the game, whatever the game may be, a clear idea of what these monsters look like. Just enough of an idea. Once again, don't know what to call this guy. Gotta flex. Bloop. Gonna switch over to Picardo again, see what's going on that end. It looks like we got one person over on Picardo watching. Thank you for watching, whoever you are. I switch back and forth from the chat. Okay, I got two different windows open. So please forgive me if I don't always respond to your chat. But if you're watching me, thank you. Once again, Creature Crosby. Creature Crosby. This is artwork for a project I'm working with him. You will not see all the creatures, get it? You will not see all the monsters and/or creatures in my streams because some of them have to be kept secret for the final product. But I am advertising it for now. There you go. He got a lot of followers. He got a lot of followers for only 200 posts, 200 and plus, because his artwork does kind of stand out very nice. So definitely check him out. Someone out there is trying to call me. Stand by, folks. Don't know who that was. Didn't get a chance to look at it. Oh well. Hey, intern. Okay, what to do next? First I'm going to deselect it. Deselect you. Thank you. So that's that. Give me hits. Any more tweaks I want to do on this guy? Put some texture within this part. I don't want to do cross hatching, but there's maybe some like faux, like little bumps and scales. Just enough to break up the shape. I think that's it. Any more cross-hatching and it'll get too complicated. So we're going to file and save this bad boy. In fact, I'm going to save as well. Oh, my elbow's starting to go out. Bog Clipper. That's what I call them. I call them the Bog Clipper. That's what I call them. Yes. Good. Boom. Okay, so that's the Bog Clipper, and that's the Boulder Snout. So I will not show you them, but we have my contribution to this project includes the Bog Clipper, the Boulder Snout, the Echo Frog. We have a type of rot called the Bubble Rot, which has 3 stages. I've drawn that. I did a creature called the Viper Hawk. There's a creature called the Emperak that I've created, and there's the GGG. It's the something something golem. I won't tell you what it is. It's a something something golem. And those are the few that I've started. Those are the few that I've inked, and I just gotta finish writing the description for them on our personal project page. Someone is like texting me and writing me. Something's going on my phone. Was that my text sound effect? Someone text me. Stand by, guys. Gonna wiggle you around for a bit. You know what I'm gonna do? There we go. Alright, so it wasn't an emergency. It was not an emergency. Just a hey, I got news for you kind of text, which I can't stand when I'm kind of busy. Well, anyway. Now my camera's all janky. Okay. There we go. That was annoying. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so let's see, character sheets. I'm thinking now, we can go ahead and maybe. Why is that there? It shouldn't be there. Now we could probably return to our good old friend, Princess Dawn, and finish her up. Why is the quality of that so fuzzy? Like, the navigation window is kind of blurry. At this point, like, what's the point of having it, right? Ow. Where did we leave off? Why don't we do the purple of her shirt while we're here? Might as well get back to this, right? Per usual, flat colors first. Thanks to a recent YouTube video I was watching. I think it was Saber Spark talking about the Rescue Rangers or something, and he was talking about an infamous episode. Well, it's semi-infamous to him because he never saw it, and it was and it's the episode with the Coca-Cola cult. And I remember that episode too. And the fizz of Coca-Cola. But strange enough, that's not the song I have stuck in my head. In the episode, he's joking about, like, you know, villains that have their own little cults and stuff. And he plays, like, a really short clip from The Mouse Detective. And I can't help but think of, oh, that was a mistake. What was I doing that for? Yeah, he plays a really short audio clip from a video and audio clip from The Mouse Detective. And it makes me think of and it's the scene it's the Radigan. Even louder, we shout it. More than the widows and orphans he's drowned. Oh, Radigan. Like, there's some really dark lines in that freaking song. Oh, Radigan, he's one of a kind. World's greatest criminal mind. That's such an underrated film. By the way, the bat from that film, freaking creepy as hell. Like, he has like a busted wing. He's missing a leg. Like, no, not to say that people who are handicapped look creepy. The bat himself is creepy. But it's like, you know, there's a story behind his wounds. Like, that's what it really comes down to. Like, there's a story behind that. I see, we use pastel for the cloth to get that texture. think we lost our one viewer that was hanging out in Picardo. Oh well. They'll come back. They always come back. Okay. I'm thinking. That's a dangerous thing. To avoid cross blending, I should just probably do this whole. I need to do the whole shirt layer on a different, like the whole shirt and dress on a different layer. Like keep the color. I mean the color's already on this base layer, but just color on top of that on a different layer. So I can just erase it easily, especially when you're doing it with the charcoal. I'm debating if I want to spread that color of purple into her like into her elbow pads. We'll see. We'll see about that. Cloth 1. Let's make a new layer on top of that. Forgive me. Either I'm sick or it's just allergies. My throat has just been rough this entire week, and there's no other symptoms. It's just dry throat. Okay, let's figure out a color palette for this. That looks good. That looks good. So, on the side. And once again, this gray is within the purple palette. Like it's not purple, but it's in that palette. So it's actually working very well. Excuse me. Okay, we got our flats. Pretty straightforward here. Once again, we'll be using pastel for this. And then we'll dip it down a darker color after we do these first two shades. Because ideally she's supposed to be wearing like almost black and white, but right now it's still a very light gray. So I might need to like definitely darken it up a bit. We just keep it as dull gray, like rather than like a solid black and white, give it a bit more, give it something a bit extra, you know? By extra, I mean just something not as bland. Luckily, because I practice with the watercolor brush, the digital watercolor brush on her hair, we now have something that might help us with the texture of the fur in her outfit. Yeah, that's when I just read your comment, Joe. Like, it's an infamous episode, but it's interesting because in the end, the cult leader isn't at fault. He actually believed in like a life free of like want and need. But he was sadly being tricked by his second in command, which is an interesting way to go about it. But it's still like a serious topic. It's like, you know, he's a, you know, the actual villain is still someone like who preys on like people who are weak at the moment because they're lost, like Gadget's character was. And it's a weird episode. It's just it is a weird episode because of like there's like a sincerity behind the actual cult leader because he believes in what he's talking about. But the cult fails because of one person's greed, which is what it comes down to. It's the greed and the want for control. But before that, you know, philosophical and psychological stuff put to the side, I'll always remember the tank she rolls in on. Like, she makes like the most coolest freaking tank. Like, did they make a lot like that? Did they make a lot of toys for that show? Not just of the characters, but did they make gadgets like tank and like the flying their flying ship, the one with the one with the balloon on the top of it? Like, she shows up with like a freaking Rambo like crossbow made of like a comb and like a pencil. Coca-Cola. I couldn't like like rewatching that scene from Chippendales on Saber Sparks YouTube channel. Just made me think of like, isn't this this is basically Raven's origin? Like her mother was a runaway, and like a cult takes her in and then like lies to her, and bing bang boom, uh, Raven's a baby. And I'm like, oh my god, Trigon is the Coca-Cola cult. Still not too sure how I feel about the level of darkness for this outfit of hers. Kind of on the fence about it. Now the white is more on the yellow scale, than as opposed to the purple scale. Oh, got some ink I gotta clean up there. Shoot. What? Wait. Sorry, I just for the chat right now. Like Fabian Cortez and Magneto. I can't remember. I can't remember what that is replied to now. So I got like so into the shading right here. I was like, I literally can't remember what that's a reply to. Testament, that better not be you texting me right now. You know it's super loud, comes across on the microphone. this cough. Maybe I am sick. Maybe I'm just like that weird like on the cusp sickness where it's like it's not really sick, but it's enough to bother you. Oh Radigan, oh Radigan, you're one of a kind. Oh Radigan, oh Radigan, the world's greatest criminal mind. Ooh. Ooh. So let's see. We have um, floofy dress uh, floofy dress to address. The but to be more precise, That's the wrong tool. To be more precise, we have excuse me, the fur on the dress. Maybe a little bit, maybe a few more dark shades in the whitish parts. Maybe a few darker shades in the grayish parts. I don't know. So we have that and the metal, which includes the shoulder pads. Keep saying shoulder pads, elbow pads. Okay. Make sure this. No. Put a little bit of white on the edges here. It's not too noticeable, but still noticeable, just enough. I'm just adding some white streaks here and there. Like almost pure white streaks, just to really, nope, there we go. Just to really break it up a bit more. Okay, let's do a little cleanup. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, so first we'll deal with the layer we're on now. Oh. For a minute there, I lost like all my audio for a minute. Like I heard myself go deaf for a minute. I really do like the pastel texture, just in general. I think it's good. It's good now for like general cloth material. I think it works well for cloth for now. I'm getting notifications in my ear, probably Facebook notifications. I gotta find a way to take those off of my tablet. So right now we are cleaning the layer that I used separately from the regular cloth layer. I didn't want to mess up that purple. That purple, I was really happy with that purple. So right now we're just cleaning up that layer. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to the original cloth layer. Let me zoom in. I'm gonna clean the edges on that as well. So you have two cloth layers. The original base color, which includes the purple. There we go. So we're gonna clean all of this up. And that should handle most of our fabric. But I probably will do like the metal beams in it, like the metal rivets she has in her outfit on another layer as well, just to keep them completely separate. Once I do a general cleanup, I'll combine these two layers together because most of the shading's done. That's what it really was. I didn't want to have the shading bleed from the black and white outfit into the purple accents, if you want to call them that. We'll leave the fuzziness of the dress alone, because that still needs to be addressed anyway. Also want to do a cleanup because the cloth layer is on top of the skin layer. And I want to see how it looks side by side. Oh, forgot them socks. Real trick is to always keep track of your layers. Not that I'm the best at it, I mind you. I'm sure in these live streams you see me start inking on one layer and go, damn it! Son of a bitch! then you struggle to like find a way to separate your inks from the original sketch layer. You're just trying so hard to make it work rather than start over again. What that look like? Jack Kirby? Just doing everything in one single swoop? That's a reference from my friend Joe. Alright. Alright. Let's combine the two cloth layers together. Boom. Cloth layer has been combined. Need a trim. Need a trim everywhere. Hey, she looking good. She be angry. That's the point. Yes, I'm definitely gonna use the where are we? Brushes. See, there's watercolor and this watercolor brush and smooth watercolor. Watercolor brush is what I used for the hair. Because it had like hard lines in it, which gave me natural breaks as if I was doing individual strands. Maybe I should lighten her bottom lip. I kind of want to lighten that bottom lip. Yeah, use a regular pen brush for that. Let's go back from it. Also get a little bit of gray on the teeth here. There we go. Still looks funny to me. Could be just the way I drew it. I think it's the way I drew it. But yeah. Okay, it is 10 o'clock on the dot. We got one drawing done, one ink drawing done, one ink drawing completed. And we are plucking away at the Clockwork Queen right now. Well, not the Clockwork Queen herself, but... So once again, fuzziness of the dress and a few metal accents. That should do it. Yeah. Fuzziness in the dress and a few metal accents. Speaking of which, let me do one last thing in the cloth layer. Even though this isn't cloth, it's her shaking her fist. Angrily. Rah. I'm so mad. Why are you so mad all the time? So yo, before I jump off, did you people know this is like the 25th, I think it's the 25th anniversary of Toonami. And one thing I like about Toonami was that even as far back as I can remember, they used to do these mini movies. Each one would change the scenery of where Tom was broadcasting from. Originally, it was Motar, then Tom. All the way up to when they brought Toonami back. When they brought Toonami back as part of like Adult Swim's late night thing, they did a movie for that. and they're right now doing another movie where they're basically it's like a 5 minute segment. Every episode's like 5 minutes. So they've done. I've seen episode 2. I'm not sure they're doing one every week for this month. But essentially, Tom and his cohort, I forget her name, his co-pilot, have discovered the original ship from the original series, which was destroyed in the original series, I think. The original series, like, it was blown up. So they have found a seemingly replica of the original ship. And it's cool. I mean, I like continuity. Even like little continuities like this. Like, there was a point for Toonami where, like, right before Toonami got fully cancelled, they took Toonami, completely revamped it. No storyline, no nothing. It was just, one moment Toonami was really cool and Tom was like this robot on a space shuttle. And then all of a sudden, it got taken away from weekdays, put on a weekend, but like a whole new cast, and was like really kid-friendly and like silly. That lasted like for 1 year, then it just got cancelled. And they acknowledged that as that there's several Toms. So like the Tom we know now, the Tom that's active now, is the original Tom, just in like his fourth body. But he was in communication with the Tom from that weird like stint where they completely revamped it. And then, like, if I remember correctly, the last like movie they did, the one that brought Toonami onto Adult Swim, I think there's a throwaway line where like you find out that Tom's dead. Like some villain went and has been going around killing all the Toms, and he says, "Oh yeah, that one Tom on the planet who looks really weird, I killed him." Like, he says something like that. It's just fun. I like continuity, and I like the fact that like after all these years, they're still like running this series, and it's not even a series. It's just a guy hosting the show. It's like a continuity in like Elvira or something. And yeah, I'm just kind of excited because that's something that's going on right now in the cartoon, in the cartoon stream. I'm sure you could go on YouTube. There's definitely a channel on YouTube that has combined all the movies from like back in 2000. So it's like each one's like a 10-minute long movie, a 10-minute long movie, a 10-minute long movie, and each one is like him getting a new body, him fighting bad guys, and like establishing the setup. It is there's a word for it when you have like an anthology, like the Tales from the Crypt character. Like the Crypt Keeper, he tells anthologies, but he is like the setup or the anchor. There's a word for that. The constant in an anthology, and that's what Tom is. And there's a storyline to that character, which I thought was cool. Yeah, that's my little mini praise of like a show that I've been watching, a character I've been seeing since freaking the start of like. That's how I started watching anime, more or less. Like, if Toonami was like, minus like Pokemon, Toonami was where I started seeing my first few animes, and then it led into Adult Swim, before Adult Swim just stopped showing good anime. I think that's what happened. Adult Swim was like, we could just show reruns of freaking Family Guy, and American Dad, and the people will be happy. And then people were like, we're not happy. What happened to Toonami being what happened to Adult Swim being comedy and like action? Like Big O and stuff, that was action, and then Toonami was like, "Oh, we're gonna come back." It's hard to keep up with like Crunchyroll and stuff. That's the issue. But I truly think like if Toonami was, if Cartoon Network would get off their butts and put Toonami as like a more constant thing rather than just Adult Swim showing reruns of like 4 other series. There's no like original shows on Adult Swim anymore. Like, sorry, correction. Rick and Morty. But if Cartoon Network got off their butts and was like, we're gonna bring back the evening action hour, they'd probably make more money rather than just have like a Saturday night, midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning Toonami. I don't know. It's just me. I miss like cartoon blocks. Yes, you can watch everything that's streaming now, but there's something about a cartoon block. Knowing this, you sit down, make your time to watch it there. I don't know. Call me old. Call me old, people. Anyway, that's my rant before I close up. And I just realized this pen is getting really sharp because I pushed too hard on it. So, boom. Oh wait. So yes, boom. Princess Dawn slowly plucking away at her. And more pieces once again done for the project. Being pushed by Creature Crosby. Show him your love. Go to his Instagram page. Show him your love. Tell him you are interested in seeing a cool monster manual with his cool concepts, plus a few of mine. And once speaking of, by the way, this monster manual will be using like the basic D&D. I think it's called BX according to him, to Creature Crosby. Because I don't really know like the newer D&D rules, but Creature Crosby says we'll be making this. We're both producing creatures, and then we're gonna streamline them all to fit into like the basic D&D rule set, which can then be adapted to pretty much any kind of tabletop. Oh, one last thing. I almost forgot. I'm doing all of this, and I said I was going to do this. 1 second, guys. I got to switch over to my Instagram, and I got to switch over to... Bam. Shenanigans. Okay. Stand by. Before I go. I should have done this at the start, but I was so busy, I couldn't get it going. I gotta add a window capture, add source. Bam. Okay. This is Shenanigans, right? Or, Shenanigans, New York. This is Shenanigans. Shenanigans, I met these cool individuals at a convention right sometime before COVID. They, as it says here, bringing board and card games to local bars, cafes, restaurants for gaming nights. We will also lead game events for companies and conventions. In other words, these guys are the ones who essentially... hold on, can you even see me while I'm talking to you? Do you need to see me while I'm talking to you? Okay, here we are. There we go. So, once again, these guys, thanks to them, I got to promote my game of Trolls and Trolls. I brought my game of Trolls and Trolls to a convention. They had a free play area, so I just sat down and opened the cards, and they walked up and they were like, "What is this?" And I said, "This is my original game of Trolls and Trolls." After that, we stayed in contact, and they helped me showcase it at a different venue. This was a bar in which I had a table along with like two other artists, two other game producers, and they rotated the cast around, rotated the people around. So they are making a relaunch, because of COVID, a lot of the stuff they used to hold venues that like shut down. They couldn't do it. So they will be at Long Island. I think it's called Long Island Tabletop Gaming. Long Island Tabletop Gaming, April 9th. That's like 2 weeks from now, at the Cradle of Aviation in Long Island. Cradle of Aviation Museum, I believe it's called. I'll be there. A number of other people will be there. It's a huge convention for D&D, World of Warcraft, Warhammer, and pretty much any kind of tabletop game, any kind of card game. They're gonna be there. Show them your support. Show the support of the Tabletop Gaming Long Island Tabletop Convention, April 9th. It's a one-day event. Same people who host Long Island Retro Gaming. It's the exact same people. Check out their account. Check out Shenanigans' account. And you will not be disappointed. It's really cool if you're into like tabletop games of any type. Miniatures, LARPing, prop making. Have some props for the LARPing. Check them out. I should have advertised these guys to begin with before I started the drawing. But the drawing was Creature Crosby's. But yeah, plug. And That's that. So let me okay, let me get rid of this real quick. Yeah. Delete creature Crosby. Let me see. Let me see if I can move around what they have here. Yes, they have all these images of them holding these events. They do conventions. They do bars. They do this, and they talk about people, you know, trying to make it in the tabletop world. Awesome people. Good people. Okay. So that's them. Shenanigans. Let's go back to the top. Shenanigans. NY. Okay? Yeah. I promised I was going to plug them. I wanted to plug them for the mere handful of people who might be watching this. So now let's end this with what we started. And let's end this at the beginning. Where are you, you beautiful? Nope. Where are you, you beautiful beast? I'm going blind. Stay with me, people. Ah. Alright, so we're going to end it where we started. Boulder Snout. He does bludgeoning damage. Just right into you. Just runs face first right into you and most likely into a wall. The Boulder Snout. Alright, guys. I think that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. As always, all my live streams are saved indefinitely on my YouTube channel, along with pre-recorded videos of toys I've made, transforming figurines of monsters and whatnot. So check out my my videos I upload there as well. Follow me on the social medias, Instagram for works in progress, Twitter for my ramblings, aside from here, of course. Once again, YouTube for pre-recorded videos of products I've made. And my DeviantArt page for finished works, which is slowly being updated as I go along because I got so many things I got to take photographs of. And yeah, I think that's it. Once again, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later. Later, intern.